What up, though? All praises go to the Most High, man. It's your boy Trail, man, again. And today, I'm inspired to talk to my people, guys' people, our people, about the dark, man. The dark, man. The unknown, the mysterious, the mystical, the magic, man. Creation. So, I feel like a lot of people don't understand that all creation comes from the dark. The dark is so valuable, it's just as valuable as the light. The light definitely show you the path, show you the way. The light, illuminates things and grows things. The light is definitely, miraculous, but the dark is just as miraculous, because that's where the path is created. That's where the enlightenment begins, in the dark. You gotta be in the dark so you can come to the light. You gotta be in the unknown. You gotta embrace the unknown. You gotta trust the unknown. Me, I love being in the dark. I ain't gonna lie, because in the dark, that's when I realized that everything is one. When you're in the dark, you can't see nothing. Everything one. Everything is dark. You know what I mean? That's how I learned to really get a better understanding of God, get a better understanding of the Most High in the dark, because in the dark, it's all one. And that's how it is in reality. In reality, we are all one. We one with everything. We are one with all, God is one with all, and God is inside of us all, and God is inside of everything, and the makeup of everything, and the fabric of everything. And, to go in depth, just think about it. When you plant a seed, before that seed turns into this beautiful, miraculous tree, it has to go in the dark. It has to go in the soil. It has to go there. That's where it begins to germinate and sprout and bloom and grow into this miraculous tree that we see in the light. You know what I mean? Just think about Jesus, for instance. He grew in the dark, in the unknown. He was gone for 20 years. Yeah, he was doing miracles, and he was showing all the blessings before he left, but he had to go, and they never disclosed where he went. In the Bible, they never really said where he went. People had their theories, and people had their own opinions, but nobody actually know, according to the Bible or any other religious text. Nobody know where he went. So he had to go to the dark to create, to become who he was once he came in the light. You know what I mean? And just think about a baby. Just think about a mother's womb. It's dark in there. It's dark. We all know that for a fact. It's dark. You don't see the baby. You can't see the baby for real. Now they got ultrasounds and all that. And even on the ultrasound, it's like black and white, because it's dark in there. They using a different type of technology to see, because it's not the light. It's not light in there. But that is where the human is created, and the soil is where the tree or whatever fruit, vegetable, whatever is created. Inside of the egg is where the bird is created. All of these things are dark. You know what I mean? So we have to learn how to embrace the dark. And we really have to learn how to go within ourselves, meditate, pray, whatever type of form of going within that you do, because that's where your soul can be cultivated more. I can't say created, because, our soul been in existence forever. But that's where you can cultivate it more. That's where you can work on it more. And it's going to show in the light. It's going to show in your personality, in your characteristics, in the way you act, in the way you treat everybody. So, I feel like we really have to get a better understanding of why the dark is just as good as the light. The dark is where the creation process go. You know what I mean? Before anybody knew Cardi B, she was in the dark. Ain't nobody know her. But she still was Cardi B. She still was great. But guess what? While she was in the dark, while nobody knew her, she was cultivating her skills. She was rapping more. She was doing different things, you know what I mean, that none of us ever seen her do. You know, none of her, once she came to the light, we ain't have to see her. She's a superstar now. You ain't have to see all the hard work and dedication and, you know, whatever type of process she was doing all the days she went to the studio and was going crazy, working hard. And it just seemed like it wasn't doing nothing because she was germinating. You know what I mean? It was creating. Same thing with Jay-Z. You know, ain't nobody see Jay-Z when he was doing his thing. Ain't nobody see LeBron James when he was training. All these are like aspects of being in the dark. Nobody knew them. They wasn't exposed. They hadn't been illuminated yet. They haven't became a star yet. They haven't been shining yet. And one of the best examples we could use for things being created in the dark is, you know, literally the universe itself. You know, and we know it was dark because literally in the beginning the Most High said, "Let there be light." That's the first words he spoke. Let there be light. So come on, man. I mean, all this stuff was being created in the dark. You know, it was being grown in the dark. You know, the beginning stages was in the dark. If it wasn't in the dark, it wouldn't have been no need for it to specify, let there be light. It wouldn't even been no need, you know what I mean? So we have to embrace the darkness. You know, while we're in the darkness, we have to nurture ourselves. We have to gain nourishment. You know what I mean? One thing I always used to tell everybody, you know, when you in the dark, you know, when you ain't got nothing going on, you could always be learning. Always. That's how I got a lot of the knowledge that I accumulated. You know what I mean? Years and years and years of being in the dark, man. Years and years and years of being in the dark, but finding the value in the dark. I found the value of being in isolation. I found the value of being by myself. I found the love of being by myself. I love myself. It made me love myself more. You know, it turned me into my best friend. It turned me into my own soulmate. You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta realize, man, when you in the dark, when you ain't got no motion, nothing going on, no attention, no nothing, you always can still pay attention to your own self. And you can have your intentions and you can learn about whatever you love. You know what I mean? You could grow your brain, grow your soul. You know, you can even grow your body, because I have spent, like I just said, years and years in the dark, years and years incarcerated, years and years in rooms, years and years in cells. So it's like the whole time I was in there, I never felt like, oh, I'm isolated, don't nobody love me, don't nobody, you know, I may have had glimpses of those moments. I definitely have had those moments. I'm a human. Everybody had those moments. But I always was able to go within, you know, find the love within, find the attention within, pay attention to myself, see what's going on with me, you know, pay attention to my body. When I was in them cages, in them cells, in them rooms, I was working out, I was reading, I was meditating, you know what I mean? I was fasting, I was praying. You know what I mean? You could be doing all the same things. Just because don't nobody see you right now, God see you. That's the most important somebody. That's the most important thing out here, the Most High, man. Ain't nothing more important than that. You and the Most High is the two most important things in your life. If you don't love nothing, or if you're not in love with nothing, you should be in love with yourself and in love with God, man. For real, for real. And that'll get you through the dark at all times, man. That'll always, because if you in love with yourself, you're going to care about the stuff that you like. You know what I mean? You're going to care about your health. You're going to care about your sanity. You're going to care about all these things, and it's going to help you to really, really grow. And then once that light hits you, you know what I mean? You already done been germinated. You already know the things that nurture your soul. You already know so much stuff about yourself. When that light hits you, can't nobody tell you about you. You already know who you is. You know what I mean? Couldn't nobody tell Jesus who he was Because all them years in the dark, he knew who he was. He knew who he was. He knew he was one with the Creator. When he went in the dark, and just close your eyes right now. You can't even see the hand in front of your face. You can't see nothing. You can't see, come on, man. I can't see none of this beauty, none of this water, none of this dirt. I can't see nothing. You can't see nothing. It's all one. It's all God. It's all the Most High. It's all me. It's all material existing. You know what I mean? It's all matter everywhere. It's all the Most High, man. And if we could try and get that understanding, man, even when you in the darkest places of your life, man, whether it's in a dark mental place or literally in a dark physical place, in a hole somewhere, literally, because, you know, sometimes life will put you in a hole, you feel me? But you got to learn how to love that hole. You got to learn how to be like, man, this is my hole, man. I love this hole. Let me clean this hole up. You feel me? Let me decorate this hole a little bit. Look, man, anybody who done been down bad, man, you already know, man. You will start decorating. You will start cleaning up. You will start writing raps. You will start shooting hoops. Like, you begin to learn how to enjoy the dark, man. We can't fear the dark, man. Don't fear the unknown, man. Don't fear the unknown. Realize that God is there. God is there even when you don't know the next move. Even when you don't know what's finna go on. Even when everything seems uncertain. There's no light. You don't see no way. Know that God is there. Know that God got a way. And love and trust the darkness, man. Love and trust the fact of you not in control. You know what I mean? As much as I could get out here every day and meet 1 million people, I'm still not in control of how they gonna respond to me. You know what I mean? I could seem so kind, so loving, so refreshing, a breath of fresh air, all this, and somebody look at me like, man, this nigga again. Oh my God. Ooh, you feel me? Like, you can't control it. You can't control it, bro. You can't control it. So, but you gotta embrace that fact and still, even with knowing that we can't control it, still have faith, man. Still enjoy it. Even if you never get the full thing that you're looking for, enjoy the journey, man. Because this journey might show you what you was looking for. You ain't even want in the first place. You thought you wanted it because you was in the dark. You thought that's what you wanted. But once you get on that journey, man, you'll start realizing, like, man, this ain't even it for real. The highs ain't as high as they seem. And the lows, the lows is lower than the low, man. You hear me? This is the deep abyss around this bitch. Like, let me find me another dream, straight up, man. But yeah, man, y'all gotta, embrace the unknown, man. Trust the Most High always, man. Straight up. Good thoughts, good vibes, man. Love y'all, man. In a minute.